Hi everybody, thank you for coming to this session. My name is Mariatta and I come here from Vancouver, Canada. A little bit about myself. I've been an open source contributor and maintainer for a while now. I started contributing back in 2015. I became like one of the maintainers for Python projects since 2017. And for all of my contributions to the Python community, I've received various awards which are very cool. I became a PSF fellow member, a Django Software Foundation member, which are like invited membership. And I've also received awards like the Python Software Foundation Community Service Award, and I also received the Google Open Source Peer Bonus Award twice. So I've been involved in the Python community for a while. And I'm also helping not just in the code of the open source, but I also help run conferences, communities, events. I've been organizing conferences since about 2018. I co-founded the PyCascades conference, which is a Python conference for the Pacific Northwest area. After I finished with PyCascades, I let go of my responsibility for that, and I help with other conferences. I help with the PyCon US, which is the largest Python conference in the world. I help for that. I chaired the conference for a couple years, and my current involvement is with the PyLadies Con, which is the global online conference for the PyLadies community. This is an online conference. I will talk a little bit more about it, but my topic today is related to this community, the PyLadies community. For those who are not aware of what is PyLadies about, so I will give a little bit of introduction of what it is. The goal of the PyLadies community is to help more women become active participants and leaders in the Python and open source community. Basically, we don't want women to simply using Python. We want them to contribute, we want them to be visible, we want them to be leader, become contributor, open source maintainers. And we do this by helping to promote, we help educate, and we help provide space and opportunities for women to participate in this community. We just want to start by having a friendly space and network to connect the women with the larger Python community. So PyLadies community is founded in 2011. It feels like a few years ago, but it's a while, more than a decade. Something else happened in 2011 that motivates this community to get started. Is that in that year, 2011, it's very modern time, okay, in terms of technology and everything. Back then, in the largest Python conference in the world, there are like almost 100 talks, 95 speakers, and only 2 women spoke at that conference. And the women in this community just started thinking like, why is this like this? Is it really there are no women? Are there no women speakers? Or what? So the community was formed to help, not really solve, just try to understand what can we do to help more women into this community. Because, I've been speaking at conferences. I realize it comes with a lot of privileges. I get to travel, I get to advance my career, and this is one pathway for women themselves to help advance in their own career in the tech industry. It's an opportunity. So that's the situation back then in 2011. But, after PyLadies community was founded, the situation for PyCon US conference have improved. We definitely see improvement, more women speaking and participating in the conference. And really it was truly part of the work of the PyLadies. It wasn't just magic, it doesn't just happen. There is a lot of active outreach efforts to make sure women are included. And I remember early in my journey in the Python community, this is something that happens in the behind the scenes, but other women in the community were actively reaching out, sending me personal messages saying, hey Mariatta, do you know about this conference? Do you want to speak? Do you need a mentor? And it was because of this help that, we don't see it. I know it happened, but most people didn't know this happened. And that's why I want to give visibility of this kind of outreach effort. It doesn't just happen. So because of the PyLadies community, now it started in 2011 with just one chapter at Los Angeles. Since then, we've grown to a worldwide global community. I think we have I put 3,000 plus because that's the number I remember, but I think we have like 3,000 plus one or so. We have it in all continents except Antarctica one day. And now I'm from Vancouver, Canada, and the Vancouver chapter was founded in 2015. So one of the ways, as mentioned, how we help our local PyLadies community is by, we give those opportunities and space. We host meetups. We give people, our members, opportunities to practice their conference talk before they go to the real conference, like just to provide an early feedback, an early cheerleading session to make sure they feel confident and do better in the big conference. And it really gives inspiration to the other women. When they see other women who they can actually relate to, they see other women speaking, they too become interested and wanted to take the next step. And in fact, that is how I became a public speaker. Like I went to PyCon US 2015, and I go to a lot of talks, but it was only when I see another woman speaking, that's when I too feel like, oh, if she can do it, maybe I can do it too. Like it's the kind of inspirations that, it's difficult unless you can see someone you can feel related to doing it, you feel like you can do it too. One of the different ways we help our local community, we also hosted, watch sessions. We set up a meetup, we invite people, we watch recordings of conference talks so that not everybody can travel worldwide to go to watch talks. We watch them locally and we provide the community, we discuss the talks afterwards. So we have lots of events. We had a lot of very technical content, tutorials about testing, about bots, AI, face detections. We used to have hack nights, code jam sessions, that's what we call it. And we used to alternate, like we have talk, code jams. As mentioned, we have conference rewatch or conference practice sessions. We did the PyCascades review sessions, Best of Women of Data Science, and we even have a talk rehearsal for PyCascades. In 2020, you noticed, during the pandemic, it was still good. So here's some other examples of really interesting events happening in the PyLadies Vancouver meetup. We were privileged, we were able to invite, well-known Python community members to speak at our events. We have Introduction to PyTest with Rafael Piazzina, who came from Germany. He happened to be in the city, so I grabbed him. You must come to my meetup, I said. He is the maintainer of PyTest and Cookie Cutter. We get to have a session with Fernando Perez, which is the creator of Jupyter project. And we had a Python packaging workshop with Brad Cannon, who is also one of the maintainers of Python, and he served in the Python Steering Council for 5 years. So I know we have great Python community members in Vancouver. But that all was before the lockdowns. And after the lockdowns, things change, and it's just been difficult to redo the same thing. We could not do it. it's been hard, and I don't know how to describe it. It's just never been the same. And we tried to restart the event. Like we tried to host, because of the lockdowns, we don't want to lose our, our momentum, our community. We tried, let's have an online meetup. Only 2 people showed up. And this was in 2011. It wasn't like at the height of COVID. It's when people started going back to work. 2 people showed up, and this was, for me, demoralizing because I spent equal time before and after to host an event. Every event takes, just hosting an event for 2 people takes just same energy for 100 people. You still do the whole thing. And I have to really think, like, is this an impactful way to serve my community? I'm also, I have work, I have family. Every hour I spend for my community doing volunteers is hours I'm not spending for work or for my family. So I want to do this. At the same time, I want to make sure it's impactful. And throughout the pandemic, I noticed our co-organizers as well. We used to have, it wasn't just me, it used to be, I think we have 6 people, and I started noticing, well, people are logging off Slack, they're not responding anymore, or they never come back. So it's just been difficult to rebuild, and I still couldn't figure out how. And I know our community is not alone. I've talked to a lot of other meetup organizers worldwide. I'm still connected to people on the internet. Our local meetup communities in Vancouver, they face the same challenge, like the Vancouver Z or Vancouver Z in American, the Vancouver Python group. They took even more drastic measure now. They are not even on Meetup platform anymore. They are now just GitHub, like it's a smaller community. And PyLadies Vancouver, I just talked to the organizers last month, and they said, yeah, the turnout there was also very small, and also they couldn't find place to meet. It's been challenging, and it's really hard to pinpoint, like, whenever people ask me, how come you cannot host a meeting anymore? It's not just because, well, there's no one here. It's a mixture of everything. Like, I face burnout myself, and so does my co-organizers, and that's why they did the right thing by focusing on their career. But I think I didn't do it right. I was still focused, like I knew this community needs this kind of group. I stayed around, but even when I stayed around, nothing really happened. This community is still in my mind, but I'm also not hosting, not building, and at the same time, there's a lot of layoffs happening in the last few years. I was part of all of this turnover as well. During the pandemic, I think I switched jobs 3 times, and if you know what happens in tech job, you don't just interview and get a job. You interview for 10 times and then you get a job. So it takes a lot of, there's a lot of things happening outside of your own personal life that makes us unable to build or grow this community. And it's not just people aspect, it's the whole tech industry is changing as well. Now there was a shift from everybody working in the office, they get to offer office space and stay around after their work to help with the meetups. But now nobody's in the office, and hosting a meetup means now they have to come to the office to help us. It adds more complexity, more work, and also we just overall, because of the remote and online things, we just lost our connection to the local tech community. We just we just couldn't find place to meet. And the companies that we used to know, I show some pictures, they used to have big boardroom presentation projectors and everything. They're not there anymore, or even if they are there, last December I contacted one of the venue, I won't say the name. I asked, can you host our meetup? And they say yes, but it's after hours, so it's $500. Like, I don't have $500, so we didn't get to host the meetup. So we went from like having venue for free, and back downsizing, and I think last month I got a message from a venue. They said, yeah, we have a white wall, you can put project on it. Like, okay, like, do you have a mic? No, but there's nothing. How do we provide the space if we, like, opportunities if we couldn't even find a place to meet? The reality is that, our meetups have always been free. We never charge anything. And even the free venue that our companies have been giving us is free, but not really free. It comes at cost that is not money, but extra time from our volunteers. Every meeting space we got, we have to be committed, like there's one person as a bouncer to check people into, like, I don't know, I'm sure you've seen it, like you have to be tapped into the security system or else. And talking to the venue, there's a lot of back and forth emails always, like they need to know the time when we're meeting, right? They too need to coordinate with their own company. And then some companies are super strict, like they said, oh, you need to have a checklist of everybody's name, email address, whatnot. And because they've been giving all of this for free to us, even though we never have a contract or anything, the right thing for us is to help advertise for them, right? So it does takes up some more time from our volunteers to help advertise for free. Well, free, instead of actually engaging with our community. And like the Meetup platform itself, meetup.com, it's not actually free. You need to pay for it. And I mentioned the Vancouver Python group, they canceled their subscription because they couldn't pay for it. But when I talked to a lot of community organizers, they still found they have their own data. Like the meetup.com is still the place where people find events. If you're not on Meetup, people don't find you. So how can you have a meetup if you don't have meetup.com subscription? So this is a trouble that I've been bothered with. I don't know how to solve it. For now, PyLadies Vancouver is on meetup.com on this platform. For now, we are being sponsored by the PSF, Python Software Foundation, but it was also not really free. They made us, like, if we don't host at least 2 meetings a year, they're gonna cancel it. And the reason I have that online meetup where 2 people showed up is just so that I could tell the PSF, it's just so that I could keep this free, not really free meetup. So it's challenging. How can we have a meetup when nobody showed up or when there is no venue? So one of the things I've been thinking about, I don't want to be begging companies to give us space. Maybe if I could just rent a space in the library or whatever community center, it would simplify my life. I could just, book a space for $100, I don't know. Maybe if we do this, maybe if we can receive money, I can book spaces. But we don't have a way to receive money. I don't want to receive money or tickets in my own personal account. I don't want to be taxed for it. I don't want to deal with the complexity of telling, the government what is this money from or what is it for. I don't want to be paying taxes. Sure, you can set up a community bank account. I've done this for another community, but it was also troublesome. Like, it's free again, but at the cost of you have to manage accounting, taxes, which I don't want to deal with. It's challenging. And I started to also realize that I say we all the time, and it used to be we, a group of 6 organizers, and I guess it's just me now because no one else is helping. And I can't do all of this. I can advertise, I can be finding venue, and serve my community all at once. I have a limited time and energy available. And so I've just been thinking about why am I doing this? And I just wanted to rethink about our focus. Is like, how can I really serve my community? Is buying pizza really advancing the mission of PyLadies? Is that how I will have more women speaking? No. So I have to really, I come up with the list, these are the things I used to do as a meetup organizers, but which one is really impactful, which one directly impacts and go toward the mission of our meetup. Our meetup is not just a group of people who talk Python. Our meetup have a very specific purpose: to get women speaking, participating, contributing to open source. So, and I realized this is also a unique challenge for the PyLadies community. It might be different for other Python user group. They might not have the same goal. Maybe their goal is really just, let's talk about Python together. We have different goals, we have different needs, and we have different ways to fulfill our mission. So what I truly believe can provide more impact to my community is to give mentorship, to ensure they know about opportunities in the Python community, opportunities to contribute to open source, opportunities about speaking. These are things I know I can do well. This is why I'm still here, because I know I have a lot of connections in the Python community. And I think my role of the community is not just to do administrative or scheduling. My role is to help the community grow them and give them recognitions for my community's contributions. So ordering pizza, not really my job, and I'm not, when I want to host a venue these days, I don't even think about pizza. I made it clear. There's no food. There's a line that says, no food. Searching and booking a venue, there are some effective ways to do this. I do not need to be writing emails to 100 different companies. I can go, there are spaces that are for rent. I can just click a few buttons and get a space booked for 5 minutes. That's easier than writing lots of emails, right? Advertising for companies, maybe we can do that, but we shouldn't be doing that for free. Companies have money. They should be helping our communities. Door greeter, bouncer, security guard. Also, I feel this has always been part of my job of community organizer, but does this really need to be our job? So just want to rethink about this, and I've been coming up with some plans. So some of the things I really wanted to do is just refocus my efforts on my community. Before we used to run events, it was led by co-organizers, we would chat in our own private channel, talk to each other. This time around, I'm involving my community by default. Like instead of talking in private channels, I'm doing this in open, at least more public Slack group with my entire community. If I need help, I don't just ask another co-organizer. I'm asking the entire group, who here can help me? Really wanted to adopt more open source or open communications, more transparency. Like I've been telling whoever new co-organizers, whoever co-organizers still around, I'm telling them, don't DM me, please post this in the public channel so that everybody can be involved. And I'm trying to really get to know more about my community members. I want to be able to showcase them. If people comes to me saying, we need speakers for my conference, my event, I want to be able to say, you know, here's the people in the Vancouver community who you can reach out to. So this is something I'm working towards. And we were able to somewhat restart. We did have a meetup recently last month in International Women's Day. We invited Dr. Hazra Imran, who is a professor in Northwestern University, and she gave a very interesting talk about personalized learning with emotion-aware AI in Python. Instead of 2 people showed up, we actually have quite a bit. 20 people is really good. I think it's really good turnout for the first return meetup of our community. And during this meetup, I also invited each one of them to stand up, introduce themselves, let them share their accomplishments. It's really inspiring. Actually, some of our community members came from Brazil, from all over the place. There was one person who said, I just moved to Vancouver, and the first thing they do is try to find PyLadies community, and we just happened to have a meetup right after she came. So that was also very interesting. It shows that people really want this. I know our community need this space. They're looking for it. They want us to continue. So one of the things we are trying to do, I'm going to be trying to find more opportunities to partner with a lot other, non-Python communities. So I'm really excited when Dina told me about Linux Fax Northwest. I said, yeah, okay, let's go. We are here. I have a booth in the expo hall. You can talk to me and chat more. It's also very bare. This is the first time PyLadies Vancouver have a booth. So I don't have any swag, but I have some stickers, but you can talk to us. I think we also have been offered a community booth at the Cloud Summit in Vancouver next month. I'm also excited, and for this, because it's local, I was able to ask, my other community members who can take shifts so that I don't have to stand in the booth the entire time. And I'm so happy to see that actually 3-4 people sign up. They say, yeah, I want to help out. So it will be a day-long event that I get to just be at the booth for 2 hours, and my other community members are helping out. We are also talking with PyLadies Vancouver, hoping to have, they were thinking to do a panel session about data career for women. So we're still discussing that. But yeah, that's something I want to do, just giving more visibility about our community and growing it and recruit more community members. So one way for you to support us, you can donate to us. That we now have an open collective. So the way it works is Open Collective does all of this tax and bookkeeping. They take a percentage of our fund. It's okay as long as I don't have to worry about bookkeeping myself. You can help and donate to our community. This is PyLadies Vancouver Open Collective. And what I really want to do, we don't have fund right now. Something that I've been thinking, I don't know yet how, but I want to be able to set up a job board where companies can advertise and then the money can go to our community fund, which I can then use for other things. I can just, one of my dreams or ideas is just, maybe if we have community members who want to come to conferences, we could give them some kind of scholarship or travel fund. The reason I'm alone here in Bellingham for PyLadies Vancouver is that I don't feel right asking my members to, hey, spend some money and travel to the US to promote the community. Like, if at least I feel if I could somehow reimburse a little bit, it might incentivize them, it might lessen the burden for me, so that more people can help and can do this. So, and maybe we will have money to just book a venue instead of begging. So, sharing the donation link one more time. Those are my dreams, and I have to really think, like, I don't want to just run a meetup just because I've been running it. It needs to have a goal, a purpose, and mission. And for me, my community is successful if I see them as public speakers, if I see them as open source contributors, maintainers. Like, if I see them getting awards and recognitions in the community, if I see them advancing in their career, becoming, well-known or prominent technical leaders, that's when I know my community is successful, and that's when I know that the work I've put in is worthwhile. So that's about PyLadies Vancouver community. I thought I'll give a little bit more time here just to mention, in addition to just local meetups worldwide, PyLadies have a global online conference, and we chose online instead of in person just because we really want to be inclusive and include as many members worldwide, and traveling is difficult and tricky, so we chose it to be online, and it's totally free. We're running an online conference in December of this year. Another thing that we are doing in the PyLadies community, we are creating a new open source project to help manage conferences and events. We're building it using Python and Django, and basically, as mentioned, I've run conferences for years. That whole time, we use a lot of spreadsheets, and I felt it's wrong. We need a database, we need an actual platform. So we're trying to develop this project online in open source way. We set this project up as a Google Summer of Code project. We received a lot of proposals of students wanting to contribute to it. So in the first year, we received 39 proposals, so we're very excited. And you can learn more about this project, and you can also support the PyLadies conference. You can donate to us. We have sponsorship package coming up soon, but just want to talk a little bit more about it. So thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited, and thank you.